Hey guys, welcome to my homeschool table and my channel. I'm not showing my face today. I look like a mess, but I have a lot to say. So consider today a little homeschool update. We're in our 5th week of school and I wanted to share with you what I'm using for my boys this year. This is our 6th year of homeschooling and we have a 5th grader and a 3rd grader. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do what they're doing together first, and then I will be sure to put like a timestamp to show you what the 5th grader is using and a timestamp to show you what the 3rd grader is using. The first is our read aloud. I talk about these on Instagram all the time. This is the 6th book in the Epic Order of the 7 series, The Fire, the Revelation, and the Fall, and we are almost finished with it. I have been reading these books to my boys solely, like this is the only series we've done, the only books we've done since like April of 2021, and we're absolutely hooked. I have the next book on deck and I'm not going to talk about that now because that's a whole nother video. But this one is about Paul's final missionary journey. It's about Rome. You get Nero, you get Paul, Peter, Luke. Oh, it's just so good. Jenny, I love you. Please keep writing. This is the best series I've ever read. It's been so good for me and so good for the boys. And there's a bit of a history lesson in here as well. So this is our current read aloud and we are almost finished. We hope to finish in the next week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. The chapters are kind of long, so we'll see. For history this year, we are continuing with Story of the World. We did volume 1 last year, which was Ancient Times. And we're doing volume 2 this year, which is the Middle Ages. And this is just a little tip. Where did my book go? Okay, this is my tip. If you want to use this for more than one child and reuse it again. First of all, look at half-price books. Always start at half-price books. But I got this, actually, I don't think I got this at half-price books. I think I got this from a friend. But Story of the World is a classical type history where you basically read aloud all of the history. So yeah, you just read that aloud. You can get CDs. It's really not that much reading though, guys. It's really not a whole lot. So, and as the kids get older, they can totally read it or they can read it aloud to the rest of the students. Whatever. But I really love this. It's the Story of the World History for the Classical Child, and this is volume 2, The Middle Ages, from the fall of Rome to the rise of the Renaissance. I almost said resistance. But it comes with this book and this book together in one bound thing. And I did this last year and I did it again this year. I took this to Staples and I said, I need you to separate this book into the teacher's guide and the activity pages. Let me back up. Whoops. Okay. And these are the student pages. And also I love coil binding. I love it so much. I should buy a machine, but maybe one day. But it has all of these there are maps, coloring books, or coloring pages, all sorts of things. Okay. And I have one son who loves to color and the other not so much. So I had them bind them separately and it was like $10, maybe that much even, I don't know. But they even put a plastic cover on here on the front and the back and just a little plastic. So anyway, they separated them and bound them separately. And what you can do is you can either copy this for your other child or you can order the PDF and from the Well-Trained Mind and have them print it and send it to you, like Staples print it or whoever print it and send it to you. You can get just the loose leaf pages, hole punch it, put it in a binder, whatever you want to do. There are lots of different ways to do this, but I decided that only one child, my 5th grader, was going to use the student pages this year. So I will put that in his stack and we'll talk about it later. But the Story of the World is really cool. There are a lot of neat projects and things that you can do. For example, early days of Britain. You can do a Celtic War reenactment. Celtic double-headed war axe, and it's a little project. Where was one? Prepare a monk's supper. We learned about monks. So you can prepare something maybe that they would have had. Lentil or split pea soup, crusty loaf of wheat bread, sliced cheddar cheese, sliced apples and pears, water or apple cider to drink. So, you know, just stuff like that to kind of make it come alive. I don't do a whole lot of these because I just don't have time. I wish I did, but I don't. But that is our history. And in addition to the history, I have been looking for years for something like this. This is the Children's Homer by Circe Institute, and it is a retelling of the Odyssey. And it is not super easy to read English, but I promise you it's a whole lot easier to read than the original, in my opinion. And so I've been reading this out loud to them, and we're trying notebooking this year in our homeschool, which means they just get plain paper and they draw what I am reading to them. And so this has been, it's very relaxed. I only read a few pages at a time. I don't even know what they're called, chapters, sections, whatever. And so, yeah, but I really like this. And I got this at the homeschool convention. It was like, I think it was about $10. Something else we're doing together for science. We're using Apologia's Exploring Creation with anatomy and physiology. And if you know me, you know this is my favorite thing to teach. And since I was picking science this year, I picked this. This was always my favorite thing, so that's what I decided to go with for science. But yeah, it's just a textbook. You read the textbook, you can do the experiments, and I am liking it so far. We're only in chapter 3, so we've just gotten to the end of the skeletal system. And this is something that I think, especially if you have younger kids, take your time. You do not need to rush through this. You don't even need to follow the lesson plan. To go with this, I decided to get the notebooking pages. And this is Braden's. Braden is in 3rd grade. And Caleb is in 5th grade. Now, you can buy these from Apologia. You can buy them on, I think, Rainbow Resources. You can buy them from the author. And Braden has the Junior Anatomy Notebooking Journal, and Caleb has the regular anatomy notebooking journal. And I just fell in love with this when I first looked at it. Love at first sight. And this is just theirs. They can make this how they want. So it comes in the front, you know, how to use it, etc. But it comes with lesson plans. Now this is a guide. You do not have to do this exactly, okay? But it shows you each day what to do. And in my opinion, too much for one day. So some of these days, like day 1, day 2, we should be here, but we are here. We're technically a week behind, but I felt like we were rushing, and I didn't want to rush this. I didn't want to rush it. And so a couple things that we've done already. This is the Personal Person Project, and you cut out, it gives you lots of different, I think 3 different skin tones, and you cut it out and put it here. I haven't gotten like a face. I need to get like one of their pictures and cut their little heads out. And but this is you can hardly tell. See, it's like a clear plastic thing, and you cut out the skeleton, tape it on here, and then there's muscles, there's lungs, there's heart, and you just kind of tape them in as it goes along. And in the junior one, there are a lot of these coloring pages. So we talked about the body, we talked about like how they embalmed people in Egypt, and then he did cell anatomy here. So we just drew, I'm gonna love looking through this when they're bigger. Look, centrioles. I'm sorry, that's adorable. You don't have to do every single page. Some kids are gonna wanna do every page, some aren't. There's some scripture copy work. And this is just a little one, anatomy, vocabulary, anatomy. So basically I had to cut these out. This is another page that I tore out, and I had to cut these out and then read the definitions, and he had to show me, you know, which word went with which definition. And we did a cell mini book. and like mitochondria. He wrote powerhouse, and Golgi body stores chemicals. So yeah. And there are all these pages in the back that you cut out. And so yeah, you just do it however you want. Here's another coloring page. And this, again, I'm gonna look back. How cute. And they named it Mr. Bonos. Bonos. So yeah. And what was the other thing we did just today? Oh, here's some scripture copy work. We did this today. And so we wrote some things about bones and then taped that in there. Yeah. So that's pretty neat. So his stuff is pretty basic. He's 3rd grade. I think this is for like 2nd through 5th grade, maybe 3rd through 5th grade. I don't know. But the 5th grader has this one. And his also has lesson plans in the front, as you can see, and but they're obviously going to correspond to different pages. Okay. So he taped his little skeleton in there today. And here's his cell anatomy. And his has crossword puzzle if he wants to do that. Somebody can do on his own. And there are word finds and things like that. And here's some scripture copy work. I don't know why he did it on the print page because he writes in cursive, but yeah, there's print and cursive. And here's his cell mini book where he wrote down the definitions and everything. And here's where he labeled parts of the skeleton. In my opinion, like I said, I feel like this goes a little fast, especially with there are a lot of things and you can do so much teaching on all of these. So I would suggest slow down. If you don't get to the very last chapter of the book, it's probably going to be just fine. The point is that you learn. And yeah, and this was his Bones mini book today. So, and this is in the back. You can see where all of these pages are. So there's a lot of these things that you can cut out and paste in here to kind of make a scrapbook for the year. So that's that one. So that's for science. And then lastly together, I'm doing All About Spelling Level 1. I got this from a friend. Now we have never done a specific spelling curriculum. We are, I think, 9 lessons into this. And I'm thinking for both of them, y'all, we are zooming through this. I guess I didn't realize how simple it is. So, but I don't want to skip anything. So this is 24 lessons. We will probably be finished with this because we did like 4 lessons last week. So it's going really fast because they can already spell all of this. So it's a good thing, but I don't want to skip to book 2 without doing book 1 first. So I have book 2 already. So we're just zooming right through this. But again, I want to get the good foundation, make sure they're good to go. At 5th grade and 3rd grade, they can spell all of this, but I don't know. I'd like to just go ahead and get through it anyway, especially the 5th grader. All right, so let's do 3rd grade. All right, this is the binder that I have for him. I got this at Walmart last year, and he is left-handed, okay, like his mother. And it's easier for me to pop pages in and out of a binder than for him to use a spiral notebook. Just what I've learned. So I just made a binder with some sections in here for him. This is spelling, for all about spelling. This is history. I did not buy him the Story of the World activity pages because he really didn't like it last year, and I'm not wasting my money. There are a couple of coloring sheets that his brother did that he wanted to do too. So that's what he did. So there are a couple that I just ran a copy of on our little printer copier machine. So he just draws how he sees things in his head. And he loves movies and movie posters and creating his own movies. It's really what he loves. So this says the Roman movie 2 versus evil. Okay. And then one day he decided he was going to make this like a comic book, History Man. So that's where this is going. And here's History Man 4. And then this was a picture of Beowulf that his brother did. And he's like, I want a piece of that. So I printed that off for him. And here's some more History Man comics. It made me think of Science Boy. Do y'all remember that from Friends? His superpower was, what was it? Something about a thirst for knowledge. Anyway. So when he draws something, I just punch holes in it and we put it in here. And yeah. So it's a lot of people, aliens and bad guys in the movie destroying things. This is Emperor Justinian of the Byzantine Empire. And this is Theodora and Justinian paper dolls. He did want to do this. He didn't really color those so much, but he drew faces on Justinian. And again, this was the Hagia Sophia in the Byzantine Empire, and it looked really good at first, and then it became aliens. So he'll be 9 soon. That's where we are. We have not done any specific handwriting, but I did order this from Amazon. This is the Handwriting Without Tears loose leaf paper. He's doing so much writing with other things that I haven't really done any specific handwriting curriculum with him yet. So that's part of what he's doing. We decided to go with master books. He needed something a little bit different than he's been doing for math in the past. So I got him math lessons for a living education. This is actually level 2. He needed some more foundational things. He can do things that are a little bit more advanced, but there's some basic things that he has trouble getting a handle on. So we decided to go with something super easy to give him some confidence, and he's doing really well. This is level 2 of master books, and it's going pretty well so far. It's been pretty easy for him, just kind of basic math facts and stuff, but sometimes you need that easy stuff to give you that confidence. And yeah, and I like this a lot so far. He is doing okay with it in the bound book, but if it ever becomes an issue, I will absolutely take the spine off of this and put it in a binder. Absolutely. But yeah, the thing about this is that the lessons are so short. Thank goodness. And we also decided to go a different direction with language arts this year. This is Master Books Language Lessons for a Living Education. This is on grade, if you want to say that. This is 3rd grade, and this does have some spelling in it. We don't do the spelling words in here because we're doing a dedicated spelling curriculum. So I'm leaving out the spelling days because that's only on Friday when they go over that. But he's doing pretty well with this as well. It's, again, very short lessons. He's doing some word finds, some scripture copy work, you know. I decided he was not ready to move on to first language lessons for the well-trained mind, level 3. He did levels 1 and 2, did a great job with them, but I didn't feel like he was ready to make that leap into level 3, into diagramming sentences. We're just not there yet. And he needed something with some nice short lessons, and this is great for him. I don't want to say it's been, you know, like super easy for him, but considering the, you know, the listening issues and the auditory processing issues that he has, I'm actually super proud of him. Look at this. Oh. I'm sorry, you're so cute. So anyway, this is working well for him this year. And last of all, I've done another video about this. This is his student planner. This is from Christian Light Education, and I really like it a lot for keeping track of his lesson plans. He can check off everything, and this boy loves a checklist. So this is a really good thing for him. All right, let's do 5th grade. You know what? His stack is very small because For him, he also uses this Christian Light Education student planner. Oh, and I didn't mention, the boys are in Truth and Training at our church, which is TNT. It's part of Awana. And so they're both in that now, so they both have the memory verses. But in addition to what he and his brother are doing together, he does teaching textbooks for math. And this is our third year using teaching textbooks. He's in Math 5, and it's going great so far. It's been a really good thing for him. And he's doing the history, he's doing the science. I have him read every single day, do his memory verses. But this is one thing that is very new for us this year. This mama decided to outsource something this year, and I am very excited about it. This year we decided to put him in writing class, and this is Institute for Excellence in Writing, IEW, Andrew Pudawa. If I can remember, I'll link his podcast down below. So good, so helpful, and writing is something I would really like someone to teach him in a certain way. And I found a teacher who has been certified with IEW and teaching for 16 years. And we've only gone one time. He's only been to one class so far, it just started. But he's using the ancient history-based writing lessons. And again, this is just very, very new. But I just hear amazing things about this. So I can't review this yet because we've been in here for 1 week. And he goes tomorrow for his second time. This is the binder that he is using. This is mine that he wanted. And so yeah, and he thinks this is really cool, bringing this. But he's got his syllabus for this year in IEW. And I have one page for language arts. This is also spelling. And this is just scratch, and he's ripped them out. Scratch for math, some math worksheets, and notebooking in case we need to do that for anything outside of what he's already doing. But I think that is about it. It's a busy, busy year so far with everything, but it's going okay. This is our 21st day of school, and I think we're gonna make it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I post there regularly. And of course, if you're not following me here already, I would love to have you as a subscriber. So click that red subscribe button and leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing this year. I would love to. I know there are a lot of you homeschoolers out there. Let me know how it's going. And if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.